Hi, I'm Bronwyn Williams. I'm a futurist, economist, and trend analyst based in the bottom of the world in Johannesburg, South Africa. But I do travel all over the world, speaking to government leaders, to NGOs, to politicians, to businesses, to entrepreneurs, and to individuals about the future, about what's coming if we don't do something to nudge ourselves off the base case trend line and trajectory that we are on as a species and as a planet. Now, some might think that my vantage point here in South Africa is a disadvantage when it comes to getting a handle on the future, but actually it's quite the opposite. South Africa, as I've said many times, again to audiences all across the world, can really be seen as a harbinger, as a preview of the future of the so-called weird world. The weird world essentially being the Western, educated, industrialized, democratic parts of the world. And the reason I say this is because our political and economic history has led us into a point where we are seeing the results of policies, of positions, of social movements that are just starting in other parts of the world and will continue for some time to come. Now, if you would like me to talk to you about the future, about how my perspective is that pragmatic optimism is the only way to deal with what's ahead from a geopolitical, from a technological, from a socio-cultural perspective, we have to be pragmatic and we have to be optimistic because expectations do shape realities. And that means that optimism becomes a moral duty. If you would like me to talk to you about these topics and about where we headed, why we headed to where we headed, and what we can do to change that trajectory if we're not comfortable with where we headed, well then you can get in touch with Bob the Closer, who represents myself and my business Flux Trends across Europe.